If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The Cleveland Browns had a critical decision to make this offseason. Their search for a new quarterback seemed simple enough, but the team took an unexpected turn by acquiring 4 quarterbacks instead of just one. On the surface, it might seem like an attempt to hedge their bets, but as time passes, the strategy appears more and more questionable. While Cleveland's quarterback position needed a major overhaul, the move to add 4 quarterbacks has raised a lot of eyebrows. Among them, Joe Flacco is the most obvious placeholder. He's not the long-term answer. His experience and ability to step in for a short stint are undeniable, but the Browns know he won't lead them into the future. The real intrigue comes with the younger quarterbacks the Browns brought in. Kenny Pickett seemed like a solid target for them, but the front office had high hopes for him. However, after picking him, the Browns decided to continue their search for a franchise QB. They took Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round, a pick that surprised many analysts. Gabriel showed promise at the college level, but some felt it was a bit of a reach for Cleveland. His selection, while not a complete bust, made one wonder about the team's vision moving forward. If they were truly committed to rebuilding their quarterback position, why risk drafting a potential backup so high? Then, as if to add even more confusion to the mix, the Browns traded up to take Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round. At first glance, it seemed like a solid pick given Sanders' potential. He slid through the draft, and Cleveland took advantage of his fall. But the more you think about it, the more it raises questions. Why would a team, desperate to solidify its quarterback position, draft 2 rookies with so much uncertainty surrounding them? It seemed like a waste of resources, especially when the team had other needs that could have been addressed. For all the excitement surrounding Sanders, it was a puzzling move, considering the Browns had already taken Gabriel earlier in the draft. Adding to the confusion, the Browns are sitting on an additional 1st-round pick for next year's draft, which is loaded with top-tier quarterbacks. This creates a strange situation for the team. If Cleveland truly believes it can land a star quarterback next year, why invest in 2 rookie quarterbacks this year? The organization seems to be betting on the future, yet it has piled up a collection of quarterbacks whose upside is anything but guaranteed. It's hard to imagine that both Gabriel and Sanders will live up to the hype, and it feels like the Browns may be setting themselves up for a crowded quarterback room that's only going to create more chaos. CBS Sports' Josh Edwards weighed in on the pick, saying that the selection of Sanders was one of the most questionable choices in the entire draft. Edwards noted that while Sanders was great value in the 5th round, Cleveland's overall plan doesn't quite add up. The team traded away an opportunity to select Colorado star Travis Hunter in exchange for a future 1st-round pick, a move that further emphasizes Cleveland's long-term outlook. Edwards pointed out that the Browns could be looking to draft their quarterback of the future next year, but with so much uncertainty at the position, it doesn't seem wise to invest in multiple rookie quarterbacks right now. The strategy behind drafting Sanders also raises an interesting question. How are the Browns planning to manage their quarterbacks? Edwards speculated that Cleveland's coaching staff will need to figure out how to divide up training camp reps between these 4 quarterbacks. It's a tough situation to navigate, and it's unclear how all these quarterbacks will get a fair shot to prove themselves. With so many young and proven quarterbacks on the roster, how can any of them truly develop? The Browns' decision to load up on quarterbacks might end up hindering the development of each individual player rather than helping them. As much as the Sanders pick might make sense on paper, there's a strong chance that he won't be ready to start anytime soon. Even if he does find a way to contribute, he's going to face significant challenges as he competes for a starting role. The Browns have clearly placed a lot of faith in their ability to develop quarterbacks, but they are now in the awkward position of potentially cutting one of them before they've even had a chance to prove their worth. This could be a huge blow for the franchise, especially considering the amount of time and resources invested in these quarterbacks. In the end, the biggest question surrounding this quarterback experiment is whether any of these players will even make the roster. With so much uncertainty at the position, it seems likely that one or more of the quarterbacks could be cut during training camp. If all 4 remain, the Browns will face a dilemma in how to distribute reps and give each player a legitimate chance to prove themselves. It's hard to imagine that the team will be able to develop 4 quarterbacks at once, and this situation could spiral into a mess if things aren't managed properly. It's not all doom and gloom, though. there's still a chance that one or two of these quarterbacks will break through and become the leader Cleveland is desperately searching for. The potential is there, especially with the talented rookies they've drafted. But the risks are high, and the Browns will need to tread carefully to avoid a quarterback controversy that could derail their future. With the uncertainty of next year's draft looming, Cleveland's decision to draft 4 quarterbacks may be remembered as either a bold move or a costly mistake. Time will tell which one it is. Ultimately, the Browns' quarterback room is in flux, and it's anyone's guess how it will play out. The team has invested a lot in these rookies, but the path forward is unclear. Will one of them emerge as the leader of the future? Or will the Browns find themselves back in the quarterback market next year? Either way, Cleveland is betting big on its future quarterback situation, and only time will tell if this gamble pays off. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. The Cleveland Browns have made a statement in the NFL offseason by securing one of the most dominant defensive players in the league. Micah Parsons, the Dallas Cowboys linebacker and former Defensive Rookie of the Year, has officially signed with the Browns. This move is a game-changer for Cleveland, as the team looks to strengthen its defense and establish itself as a serious contender in the AFC. Parsons has been one of the most exciting and versatile defensive players to emerge in recent years. Known for his explosive speed, elite pass-rushing abilities, and unparalleled football IQ, he quickly became a star in Dallas, making an immediate impact in his rookie season. Over the past few years, he has become a nightmare for quarterbacks, disrupting offenses and leading the Cowboys' defense to new heights. His ability to line up anywhere on the field, whether as an edge rusher or a linebacker, has made him one of the most feared defenders in the league. With the signing of Parsons, the Browns are sending a clear message to the rest of the NFL. They are serious about building a championship-contending team, and they recognize that defense will be the key to their success. The Browns have made significant strides over the past few seasons, but they have often been outmatched by high-powered offenses in the playoffs. Adding a player like Parsons gives them the kind of game-changing talent that can turn the tide in big moments. This move also signals a shift in the Browns' long-term strategy. In recent years, the team has focused heavily on building its offense around quarterback Deshaun Watson and dynamic playmakers like Nick Chubb and Amari Cooper. While the offense is still a priority, the addition of a player of Parsons' caliber demonstrates that the front office is now looking to make just as many moves to bolster the defense. This balance could be exactly what the Browns need to finally break through in the AFC North and make a deep playoff run. For the Browns defense, adding a player like Parsons is a dream scenario. Head coach Kevin Stefanski and defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz now have a versatile player who can line up in various spots, allowing them to implement creative schemes and keep opposing offenses on their toes. With Parsons, the Browns now have a legitimate game-changer who can disrupt the quarterback, make tackles for loss, and help control the tempo of the game. Cleveland fans are undoubtedly thrilled with the acquisition. The Browns have long been a team with a passionate fan base that has been waiting for a return to relevance. Over the years, Cleveland has struggled with consistency, but the addition of a player like Parsons should give the team a boost in both confidence and performance. Fans are already buzzing with excitement at the prospect of watching Parsons team up with other defensive standouts like Myles Garrett, who has become one of the premier pass rushers in the league. Together, this duo could form one of the most fearsome defensive pairings in the NFL. The signing of Parsons could also be a major factor in the Browns' ability to compete for a Super Bowl in the coming seasons. The AFC is as competitive as ever, with teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, and Cincinnati Bengals all boasting elite offenses. The addition of a player who can disrupt those offenses could give the Browns the upper hand in critical playoff matchups. With Parsons leading the charge, the Browns' defense could become one of the most dominant units in the league. Micah Parsons' arrival in Cleveland could also have a ripple effect across the league. Teams will now have to account for his presence every time they face the Browns. His ability to disrupt the quarterback and stop the run makes him a threat on every snap. The Browns' defense was already solid last season, but with Parsons in the fold, they could easily take a giant leap forward and become a top-tier defense in the league. For Parsons, this move represents an exciting new chapter in his young career. After establishing himself as one of the most dynamic defenders in the NFL, he now has the opportunity to lead a new team to greatness. The Browns' defense will undoubtedly benefit from his leadership, work ethic, and relentless pursuit of the ball. It's clear that Parsons is a player who thrives in big moments, and the Browns are hoping that his presence can help them finally break through in the postseason. The contract terms for Parsons have not been fully disclosed yet, but it is expected that he will be one of the highest-paid defensive players in the NFL. His impact on the field, combined with his marketability and star power, makes him a centerpiece for the Browns both on and off the field. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on Parsons as he adjusts to his new team and begins to make his mark in Cleveland. The arrival of Parsons also raises the stakes for the entire AFC North division. The rivalry between the Browns and teams like the Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers is already intense, but with Parsons now in the mix, things could get even more heated. The Browns' defense is now more formidable than ever, and it's clear that their presence in the division will be felt by their rivals. The AFC North could be in for a season of fierce competition, with Parsons serving as one of the key figures in that battle. Ultimately, this move could be the turning point that the Cleveland Browns have been waiting for. By adding a player of Micah Parsons' caliber, they are now poised to make a serious run at the Super Bowl. The NFL is all about building strong defenses, and with Parsons in the fold, the Browns are well on their way to becoming one of the most dangerous teams in the league. As the season kicks off, expect the Browns' defense to be one of the most talked-about storylines, with Parsons leading the charge and making plays that could ultimately define the team's success. Cleveland has waited a long time for a championship contender, and with this latest move, it seems the wait may finally be over. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!